South Georgia. Wow. A month and a day ago, I left Victoria with Beccan and we were on our way to South America, Ushuaia, to then sail to South Georgia, and a month and a day later we have nearly arrived. I don't want to speak too soon, we do have easterly winds that are forecasted to pick up. So we will celebrate when we actually set foot on terra firma, when we actually stand on South Georgia itself.
Freeboard there.
Bloody about time, eh? See you, Pat. Thanks for everything. Thanks, you guys, for everything. You've been amazing. And I'm going to see you on the other side, alright? Yeah, pray for good weather. Think of me. Gotta get paddling, that's the only way to get warm out here in South Georgia. Sunny 1 minute, snowing the next. So here we go. Before I begin, I do want to say a big thank you to the Prince Albert II, to all of you, to the staff, and of course Silver Sea. I think it's Silver Sea, not Silver Sea, so forget the S. If it wasn't for them, we would be in these seas on a 54-foot sailboat. For that I am truly thankful. Been there, done that, don't need to do it again. I love this ship. And I will talk more about how I ended up here as the presentation goes. What I'm going to give you is a bit of a background about myself, my kayaking background, the dream about the kayaking expedition around South Georgia Island, a little bit about the Albatross, what drove me to do it for that particular cause, and I will then go into the details of the expedition and how it turned out, leading up to me being on the ship here. So the plan. Although I set this dream about 10 years ago, it was about 3.5 years ago that I actually decided I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to actually try and do it. And of course, it's a little bit of a big undertaking just because of the geographical position of South Georgia. It's not easy to get to. And of course, it's not as comfortable as perhaps Vancouver Island and the Queen Charlotte Islands was as I paddled around there. I had to apply to the British government and prove to them that I'm not a complete crazy Kiwi. I needed to let them know that I have a plan, that every risk management situation has been thought through, the equipment that I'm carrying, how I'm going to be environmentally sound. Oh my God, it's happening! Have a good trip! I'm gonna cry!
Good luck, dude. Have a good one.
Thank you! See you later.
Good luck, Hayley.
Cheers, mate. Woo! I'm kayaking in South Georgia alone. I'm so excited. Of course, having the support vessel, it was in some ways a false sense of security. I couldn't rely on the support vessel for rescue. At times it was 20 miles away. There's times where I did not see it for 4 days or 5 days, although we communicated via they would send me a text message. They had what we have on the ship here, where I can get wind information, and that was forecasted to me. So that's what I use to rely on in making my decisions. When you're alone, it is enforced self-reliance, which is something that I have been interested in or drawn to or curious about, is when I don't have anyone else to help me, how am I going to do? And of course, South Georgia definitely enforces self-reliance more than any other experience or any other position that I've ever been in. You do feel very, very little in the wonderful, wild world of South Georgia. So finally, 22 days late in departing, I finally was underway, and you could probably imagine that emotional situation or state that I was feeling. Finally, I was fulfilling my dream, my vision. I was here in a kayak alone, about to take on South Georgia and see it intimately. Of course, there was some anxiousness, apprehension, uncertainty. Am I going to stand the cold? Will I be able to deal with strong winds coming up very quickly? Will I have the nerve to actually pull this off? A lot of doubt and excitement at the same time going through my head.
It's a bloody cold one this morning! My fingers are freezing! Gotta get paddling, that's the only way to get warm out here in South Georgia. Sunny 1 minute, snowing the next.
I usually establish, when I establish dreams, I pretty much go for it, and I don't let anything stop me. But this is the first time that I've ever been faced with a situation where it was a little bit out of my control. I couldn't control the situations around me and the circumstances that caused me to have to turn around and not complete what I set out to do. I found that really difficult. And I'm usually someone that looks on the bright side of things, and I did, and I am, and I still feel so thankful and grateful of what I experienced. But I did struggle with, I have to turn around without completing my quest of kayaking all the way around South Georgia alone. And appreciating that, really, when I was cleaning my gear, when I was scrubbing my gear and sorting it out in Grytviken the day prior to boarding this ship, I thought to myself, I would be doing exactly the same thing had I completed the circumnavigation. And the only thing I have control over right now is my attitude and response towards the situation that actually occurred. And so with that, I thought, no, I'm very thankful. It was what it was, and there's still a story, there's still a book, there's still a film, and it's just getting better and better, really, the more that I think about what I have to share, what we have to share.